Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all glory, praises, and honor unto Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers teaching the truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect and 1/3. Alright. So I just been doing some meditating on this society and like one of the reasons why it is the way it is, you know. And one of the reasons is that basically break it down, there's a lot of kids raising kids, right? And what I mean by that is that you're not learning from your elders anymore, all right? Because Esau, the so-called white man, has set up the society to where your kids have to go to a mandatory schooling 6 to 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, all right? And you're not there to watch over and look over your kid, right? Unless you're homeschooling that child. Majority people aren't getting homeschooled. Majority of kids aren't getting homeschooled. All right, they're in the system, man, where they have to learn Esau's ways and Esau's teachings and Esau's lies and false philosophies, right? But in that system now, you have a whole bunch of kids in one class, and they're just learning from each other, right? The kids don't have no wisdom. All right, so what are they learning? Foolishness, wickedness, idleness, right? They're not learning from their parents. They're not learning. The young boys are not learning from their fathers on a day-to-day basis. All right, why is that? Because in the ancient world, a man would have his business, whatever he did. He would be a farmer, a fisherman, okay, an ironsmith, so on and so forth, right? And when his son reaches a certain age, which is 12, okay, then he would become a man, and then he would learn from his father. So there wouldn't be no time to be linking up with other kids your age to do nothing, to play video games. No, man, you're learning the skills and the trades of your father, man, or your grandfather, whether it may be, man. That way you know how to sustain for yourself and for your generation to come, man. This society, you don't have that, man. Children don't know. They're not in the same level as children were in the ancient world, man. The maturity level is different. It's not there anymore. All right, thanks to the so-called white man. All right, he wants everybody to be a child, basically. You know, even these colleges and universities, man, it's just adult daycare. You know, they're just doing. They're still kids in the mind. You know, doing bullshit. All right, nobody's maturing, and if they are, they're maturing at a slow rate. All right, all thanks to the so-called white man, because this is what he wants. He wants chaos and disorder. You know, he doesn't want maturity in this world. All right, you see the fuckery he's going with, promoting mass wickedness on the earth, homosexuality. All right, that's one of the main things he's pushing on the minds of the youth, which is death, man. That shit leads to death, straight up and down, man. There's no life in that. There's nothing productive about that, man. It's counterproductive. All right. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna get some scriptures to back this up. But this is the world we live in today, man. Emotional children, emotional men, emotional women. Well, women are always supposed to be emotional, but the emotion level is on a higher level, man, because even in the ancient world, women knew their role and held it down. Now, the reason why women are even more emotional is because they don't know their role anymore. They're confused. All right, the society's telling them one thing, but they're conflicted because their soul, the spirit is telling them another, man. And they don't know what to do. Alright? So that's how you know this place is full of confusion. Alright? Thanks to the so-called white man Esau, who's Edom. Alright? But I'm just gonna get some scriptures just to back this up, man. Because this is a real thing that's going on right now in the society, man. You know, your child is learning wickedness from another peer of his, and you can't be there to monitor that. You know, that's the reality of the society, man. Why you think your child might end up gang banging? Because he's following an evil multitude, man. That's, you know. But I'm gonna get some scriptures, man. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy God, Yahweh, giveth thee. Alright? This society, you don't really have that going on, man. There's a lot of dishonor, man. You know, your daughter is whoring about, you know, putting shame on your family name. And why is that? I'm gonna blame the school system, man. Because you're not there to watch what she's doing 24/7, man. Okay? You're at work. You're trying to make ends meet. You're trying to pay for rent or mortgage or food on the table. All right, so you're also caught up in the system, man. You sacrifice your children to this society, man. That's the reality of this world. You already sacrificed your child, man, to Esau, man. You gave them up. You just gotta hope and pray that the Most High is with them. That's all you can do, man. From the minute they were born, you sold that child, man, to slavery and to the ideologies of this world, man. People don't understand that that's a real thing. That's a reality in this world, man. They take it as a light thing. They think that their kid is getting the education they deserve, that they need. Nah, man. On top of that, you know, your son is learning wickedness, plotting wickedness against his peers, his brothers, all right, that are of the same nation as him. All right, he's being bombarded with homosexuality and all this bullshit that they're pushing on the masses. So he has to fight those demons. All right, sometimes some of your children don't fight them and they take them on, man, and that's the reality. All of this is being learned in the school system, man. All right, the probably 30 to 35 hours of the friggin' week, your child is gone, man. They're learning a whole bunch of shit. You don't even know it, man. You know, and that's the reality. This is 1 Corinthians 13:11. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Okay? So when you come into this truth now, you have the knowledge. Or you put away the childish things that you're doing, man, in the world. Okay? Because what's a childish thing? Being disobedient. Being disobedient to your physical fathers and your spiritual father, who's Yahweh, man. Okay? But when you come into this truth now, you do your best to mature as a man. You do your best to mature as a woman. Alright? Keep these scriptures. Follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability till Yahweh Shem Yahushua comes back, man. Simple as. You know what I'm saying? This is 1 Kings 2:1. It says, now the days of David drew nigh that he should die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. Alright? And why is he telling them this? Because a man represents fortitude, man. Okay? He's not double-minded. So when he means by be strong, it's a mental thing, not just a physical thing, man. It's a mental thing, because it's the burden that he's about to receive, man. Because being a king, being a ruler is not an easy thing. You know? That's a man's job. All right. Obviously, King David was prepping his sons, and especially King Solomon, to take on that role. Okay. And you need to be wise. You need to be mature, man. You can't be a child. You can't be a child when you're in rulership, man. Because that just brings on chaos. And that's what we have now today, man. We have a child that's ruling, man. Esau, the so-called white man. You know? I'm gonna keep going though. It says, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God Yahweh, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself, that the Lord Yahweh may continue in his word which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed to their way. Who is thy children? All right, you Israelites. All right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, and the ones scattered abroad. To walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel. All right, so when David was giving him this prep talk, this speech, all right, Solomon knew that this was a serious thing, man. This wasn't no joking about thing. All right, you have to be a man in the mind to endure all this, endure rulership, man. It's not just about it's not just about having sex with women, chilling, lying down, man. All right, you gotta work. You gotta work for that. All right, you gotta put yourself in a position to prove yourself for that. That's what he says. And therefore show thyself a man. You gotta prove yourself. All right, you gotta prove yourself to be a ruler in order to enjoy the pleasures of life, man. Like I said, the women. All right, just enjoying your own time. Okay, because you gotta put in the work, man. You gotta put in this work, especially as men on this side is teaching this word. We gotta put in the work for it, man. We want all the good things, finding things in life, man. We gotta put in the work for it. All right, and that's a manly thing. You gotta do that. All right. This is Isaiah 3:12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. All right. So as for my people, children are their oppressors. All right. Who's the children, man? This could be twofold. All right. But right, you have Esau, who's a child, a base man, that's oppressing us. Right. And then even amongst our people, all right, you have children that are oppressing their own, man. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay. You have children killing after our own people. All right. And women rule over them, man. So why is that? Because a lot of single parent households, man, with women that are raising these kids. All right. But they're not doing a great job of that. Obviously, part of that is because kids are raising kids, man. These women are not raising their kids properly because the man is not in the house. And even if the man is in the house, he doesn't have the truth, man. So it'd be hard for him to even raise his kid properly, man. But even if a man does have this truth, we're caught up in hell. So we're hit with like a triple whammy right now. Caught up in hell. So you never know your child might turn away anyways, man. You know, because this is the hell we live in, man. We're not in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? So that's a triple curse right there, man. It's fucked up, man. So to get this scripture right here. So Exodus 23:2 says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline after many to wrest judgment, man. I brought this out because that's what we have, man. A lot of our kids are following evil multitudes, or multitudes to do evil. All right, everybody wants to be a bandwagoner or a follower. All right, nobody wants to be alone, right? They want to be able to say, yeah, okay, I did that too, kind of thing. All right, people, peer pressure. You know, you have a lot of that going on, especially amongst kids, right? But yeah, man, that's just to show you where we are in this world, man. And the scriptures is living waters, you know. But I just have to bring this out. And shalom.